I was too lazy to build my levels by hand, so I created a tool that converts images into levels. And I love the result.
I did it all, I played pretend, I moved the mountains to be your friend. I wanna know if it mattered.
It all started with this tutorial where I explained how to create a Breakout game. At the end of that video, I encourage you to take it further and personalize the code with your own ideas. In my opinion, that's really the best way to improve. I decided to lead by example and modernize this arcade classic. I want to add an idle game layer and a versus mode. I had plenty of other ideas, but I'm forcing myself to keep it simple because I've abandoned way too many projects in the past due to overcomplicated them. Especially since the second I opened Unity, I was already feeling super lazy. See, in my tutorial, I kept things ultra simple. Levels are created from a 2D array like this one. Each integer represents a specific brick. It's fine for small levels, but as soon as they get a bit bigger, I will let you imagine the struggle to visualize the final result. That's when my laziness kicked in with a simple idea. My levels are made of cubes. I want specific shape in my level, so why not just convert pixel art directly into levels? Wondering how it works? It's actually pretty straightforward. Create two images. One for the foreground on a transparent background, and one for the background. Place them in your project inside a resources folder. Note that this technique works for reasonably sized image. For massive files, you will need more advanced method. Pass the image name to a readImage function. Load it from the resource folder and grab the pixel that make it up. There's a little trap here. The GetPixels function doesn't return a 2D array. It returns a flat list of pixels, one after the other, row by row, starting from the bottom left corner of the image. So you have to convert that list into a 2D array. Since the image is read from bottom to top, you need to flip it while iterating through your array. Read both images and send everything to an init function to generate bricks. First, for the foreground, iterate through the array, get the color. If the alpha is 0, it's an empty space. You can move on. Otherwise, create a brick. In my game, I want all the foreground bricks on the edges to be immortal, to keep the ball from flying out of the level. Then do the same thing for the background bricks. See, it's not much more complicated than that. Oh wait, I almost forgot one detail. For this to work, you need to click on your image and select specific settings. Under Advanced, check Read Write to allow the file to be read. You can disable mip mapping, and if you're doing pixel art like me, to keep those pixels crisp, set the filter mode to point, use the bilinear algorithm, and set compression to none. With SRP optimization, it worked perfectly on this type of level with about 3K cubes. 120 FPS, even though every single cube has a different color applied directly with a material.setColor core. For larger level, like this one with 5K cube, it gets trickier on the FPS side, hitting maybe 30-40 on a good day. Fixing this wasn't easy for me. I tried several paths, material property blocks, vertex color, modifying my shader, nothing worked. Out of despair, I posted on Reddit for help, and that's where someone told me about the GPU resident drawer and renderer shader user value. These techniques were brand new to me. Basically, instead of modifying the color of the renderer, which affects the object material, we send the color data directly to the shader that handles the display. After a bit of reading, a few lines of code and a brand new shader, I have a whole new way to change my bricks colors. 25K bricks at 120 FPS. That's enough to make level up to 128 pixels with 2 layers of depth. But I don't think I will ever go past 64 by 64, so no need to optimize further. Unfortunately, the work doesn't stop here. The visual feedback tool I use, the one I use for all the little animation you see on the screen, doesn't support this RSUV based color change yet. So I added that option to my tool. The current designs are cute, but I don't think they are very satisfying to play yet. I will need to find an aesthetic that allows the ball to bounce around and enter some kind of bounce tunnels. But I'm going to take the time to think about it. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy this little adventure and that it helps you. If you have any question, feedback or advice, let me know in the comment. If you want to follow the development of this game, the link is in the pinned comment. And if you want to go even further with generating entire terrain made of cube, I recommend this video. See ya!